Have you ever looked at a beloved star and thought, something feels different, but you can't quite place it? Over the years, some of the most familiar faces in Hollywood have changed in ways that sparked curiosity, admiration, and sometimes quiet concern. For many longtime fans, it's not just about appearance. It's about memory, identity, and the people we feel we've grown older with. But what really happened behind those transformations? Were they simple choices or something more complicated? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the real stories behind these changes. What went right, what went wrong, and the powerful lessons they leave behind. Dolly Parton has always understood the value of being seen, not just as a performer, but as a storyteller. From the beginning of her career, she embraced a bold, unmistakable look. Platinum blonde hair, dramatic makeup, and glittering outfits. These were never masks to hide behind, but deliberate choices that reflected her personality, her confidence, and her sense of showmanship. In an industry where many public figures shy away from discussing cosmetic enhancements, Dolly took a refreshingly honest approach. With her signature humor, she has openly acknowledged procedures such as rhinoplasty, eyelid surgery, facelifts, Botox, and fillers. Rather than treating these as secrets, she made them part of her narrative, disarming critics and endearing herself to audiences. For Dolly, these decisions were never driven by fear of aging. Instead, they were an extension of the image she carefully built over decades, feminine, polished, and larger than life. Her well-known jokes about tightening anything that might sag are more than light-hearted remarks. They reflect a deep sense of ownership over her appearance and her legacy. Unlike many in Hollywood whose reputations become overshadowed by such choices, Dolly's image has only grown more iconic. People don't just see the changes. They see a woman fully in control of how she presents herself. More importantly, her enduring influence comes not from her appearance, but from her achievements as a songwriter, businesswoman, and philanthropist. Her life is a reminder that true confidence lies in embracing change on your own terms, and doing so with grace, humor, and authenticity. Goldie Hawn has never been defined by beauty alone. From the earliest days of her career, what set her apart was something more lasting: a natural lightness, emotional openness, and an easy spontaneity that made her feel genuinely approachable. Her distinctive laugh, expressive face, and relaxed presence on screen brought audiences a sense of joy that felt real rather than rehearsed. For many, she came to represent a kind of unforced happiness that stood out in Hollywood. As the years passed, however, even the most effortless image faced the pressures of time. Like many public figures, Hawn became the subject of ongoing speculation about cosmetic enhancements. Media commentary has often suggested the possible use of treatments such as Botox or fillers, common in the entertainment world and typically intended to refresh one's appearance rather than transform it. In Hawn's case, even subtle changes have attracted attention. Observers have noted smoother skin and fuller contours at various points, particularly in the 2000s. Yet much of this conversation is shaped more by perception than confirmed fact. Lighting, makeup, camera angles, and the natural process of aging can all influence how someone appears, sometimes leading to assumptions that may not fully reflect reality. Still, her enduring appeal has never depended on perfection. Goldie Hawn remains defined by her warmth, her long and successful career, and the emotional sincerity she brings to her work. Her story reflects both the quiet pressures of aging in the public eye and the lasting strength of authenticity in a culture often focused on youth. Joan van Ark once represented a classic kind of television beauty, graceful, composed, and instantly recognizable to audiences. At the height of Knots Landing, her portrayal of Valine Ewing carried a quiet emotional depth that made the character both relatable and enduring. She never depended on glamour alone. Instead, her appeal rested in softness, vulnerability, and a natural elegance that felt sincere and unforced. As the years passed, however, the landscape of Hollywood began to shift. Advancements in high-definition television and the constant presence of media scrutiny created an environment where aging became increasingly difficult to navigate in public view. Lines and wrinkles, once accepted as part of life, were now often treated as flaws to be corrected. Over time, reports and public speculation suggested that Van Ark may have undergone procedures such as facelifts and eyelid surgery, treatments commonly used to maintain a youthful appearance. What may have started as subtle enhancements appeared to some observers to become more noticeable over the years. With that change came a shift in public attention. Conversations that once focused on her talent and memorable performances began to center more on her appearance. This shift reveals something deeper about celebrity culture. The same audience that once celebrated her beauty can be quick to judge when that image evolves. Van Ark has remained largely private about personal decisions regarding her appearance, which has only fueled further speculation. Still, her story reflects a broader truth: the immense pressure placed on women in the public eye and the challenge of holding on to a familiar identity while time inevitably moves forward. Cayetana Fitz-James Stewart stood as one of Europe's most fascinating aristocratic figures, admired not only for her remarkable lineage but for the vivid public way she lived her life. As the Duchess of Alba, she inherited immense wealth, historic estates, and an extraordinary number of noble titles, making her a symbol of tradition and old-world prestige in Spain. Yet beyond that legacy, she possessed a spirited individuality that set her apart. Unconventional and at times defiant, she drew attention in ways that often resembled the scrutiny faced by film stars. Though she was not part of the entertainment industry, public interest in her appearance grew steadily over the years, especially as she aged. Her changing features became a frequent topic of discussion. Reports often suggested she underwent cosmetic procedures, including facelifts and injectable treatments, in an effort to maintain a youthful image. As these changes became more visible, media commentary could turn unkind, transforming what may have been personal choices into public spectacle. However, her appearance cannot be fully understood without acknowledging an important medical factor. Cayetana lived with Melkerson-Rosenthal syndrome, a rare condition that can cause recurring facial swelling and other physical changes. This context was often overlooked, even as public judgment intensified. Despite criticism, she remained unapologetically herself, embracing life with independence and making bold personal decisions well into her later years. Her story ultimately goes beyond appearance. It reflects the pressures of public life, the ease with which curiosity can become criticism, and the enduring strength required to maintain one's identity under constant observation. Lisa Rinna understood early in her career that in Hollywood, being memorable could be just as important as talent. Long before reality television expanded her fame, she made a cosmetic decision that would come to define her public image. In the mid-1980s, as a young actress, she received silicone injections in her lips. The result was bold and unmistakable, giving her a distinctive look that brought confidence and ensured she stood out in a competitive industry. Over time, however, that personal choice became inseparable from her identity. Her lips were frequently discussed in the media, helping to build recognition, but also drawing constant scrutiny. What initially appeared polished and intentional gradually revealed complications. As the silicone aged, it could harden and shift, leading to uneven texture and visible changes in shape, effects that became increasingly difficult to ignore. By 2010, after living with these issues for many years, Rinna chose to undergo corrective surgery to remove damaged tissue from her lips. While the procedure helped address some of the physical concerns, it could not fully restore her original appearance. In the years that followed, she continued to use cosmetic treatments such as fillers and Botox, navigating both personal preference and ongoing public attention. In later interviews, Rinna has spoken candidly about the experience, including moments of regret and the emotional strain of maintaining a public image. Her story is not simply about appearance, it reflects how self-expression can evolve into expectation, and how the pursuit of beauty in Hollywood can leave lasting and complicated marks. Kenny Rogers remained one of the most cherished voices in American music for more than 60 years. With his steady presence, warm tone, and unforgettable songs like The Gambler and Lucille, he came to embody a sense of comfort, authenticity, and quiet strength. To many listeners, he was more than an entertainer. He was a familiar figure whose voice and face carried memories of another time. As the years passed, however, even a figure as grounded as Rogers faced the pressures of aging in the public eye. By the 1990s and early 2000s, advances in television and constant media exposure made appearance harder to ignore. Like many performers of his generation, he chose to undergo cosmetic procedures, including a facelift and eyelid surgery, with the hope of looking refreshed rather than changed. The outcome, however, did not meet his expectations. His features appeared tighter and less natural, noticeably different from the weathered, expressive look audiences had long associated with him. For fans, the shift was surprising. For Rogers himself, it became a personal struggle. In later interviews, he spoke candidly about his disappointment and the feeling of no longer fully recognizing his own reflection. Yet what truly defined him never faded. His voice remained rich with emotion. His storytelling continued to resonate, and his connection with audiences endured. Kenny Rogers' story serves as a gentle reminder that while fame can amplify insecurities, it cannot replace authenticity. In the end, his legacy lives not in appearance, but in the music and comfort he shared with generations. Linda Evangelista was one of the rare figures who truly reshaped modern standards of beauty. In the 1990s, she was not simply a successful model, she was a defining presence in fashion. With her striking features, remarkable versatility, and ability to transform effortlessly from one look to another, she projected confidence, glamour, and a sense of complete command over her image. Her work helped define an era when supermodels became global icons, yet even someone who helped set those standards could not escape the pressures that come with them. Years later, Evangelista underwent cool sculpting, a widely marketed treatment designed to reduce fat without surgery. Promoted as safe and low risk, it appeared to be a routine decision. Instead, it led to a rare complication known as paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, which caused areas of her body to enlarge rather than shrink. The impact was profound. What was intended as a minor adjustment became a life-altering experience. Evangelista later described feeling disfigured and withdrawing from public life for years. For someone whose career had long been tied to her appearance, the emotional toll was as significant as the physical changes, affecting her sense of identity, confidence, and livelihood. When she eventually chose to speak publicly, her voice carried far beyond her own story. She brought attention to the potential risks behind cosmetic procedures and challenged the assumption that such treatments are always harmless. In doing so, she offered support to others facing similar struggles. Today, her legacy is defined not only by her beauty, but by her honesty, resilience, and willingness to confront a difficult truth. Mickey Rourke was once the very image of a Hollywood leading man, known for a raw, brooding charisma that defined much of 1980s cinema. In films like 9.5 Weeks and Angel Heart, his expressive face and rugged charm captivated audiences. At the height of his success, however, Rourke made an unexpected decision. He stepped away from acting to pursue a professional boxing career. That choice came with lasting consequences. Years in the ring left him with multiple facial injuries, including a broken nose and damaged cheekbones. What began as necessary reconstructive surgery gradually turned into a series of more extensive cosmetic procedures. Over time, the natural features that once defined his appeal gave way to a noticeably altered appearance. By the early 2000s, public attention shifted heavily toward his changing looks. Media coverage often focused more on his face than his talent, with speculation surrounding facelifts, fillers, and other treatments. Rourke later spoke openly about his experience, admitting he had trusted the wrong surgeon and expressing disappointment with the results. Yet his story did not end there. In 2008, he delivered a powerful comeback performance in The Wrestler, a role that seemed to mirror his own life, marked by hardship, resilience, and redemption. His weathered appearance added authenticity to the character, reminding audiences of his depth as an actor. Mickey Rourke's journey is both cautionary and inspiring. It reflects the physical and emotional costs of life in the spotlight, but also the enduring strength of an artist who refuses to be defined by appearance alone.
And that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.